Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cauthen, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Gay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Bam! Here we go, Billy.
I'm looking up that thing you just told me. So.
Yeah, it's a national day of something. We want to make sure we look it up before we bring it up on the air because I have no idea what it is. Welcome in as we get rolling. I'm not even looking at the camera, Billy. I'm just sitting here chilling. We got our prayer in. We got our day to go. Yeah, you're right. It's a drink. Harvey Wallbanger. Never heard of it. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Old Harvey Wallbanger.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of him. Don't know who it is. So apparently today is National Harvey Wallbanger Day, and it's something to do with some sort of a drink. But I guess that's how we're just going to enter the show today. Brian Smith already joining us there. That's our buddy from Fargo, by the way. Fargo. Welcome in, man. You know we haven't seen in a while, Jerica.
She probably snowed in.
She probably snowed. Brian, is it snowed up there where you're at, my friend? Do y'all have any of that weather yet? You know, the first year I was there, we had snow at Halloween. I think it's been pretty mild up there too. It's been mild here, Billy. I got up this morning, felt hot again. We haven't even had winter yet here.
We have snow cones at Halloween.
Yeah, that's all we can use, right?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that though, how hot it's been?
It's a little warmer than I like, yeah.
And and did you know that there is a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, Rafael. It's right there in the center part, just above the Yucatan Peninsula. This thing is nuts. It has no idea where it's going. Look at it. It's just going to sit here and kind of stall out and spin around. And somehow, by Monday, they say that it's going to be in the center part of the Gulf. And then how by Wednesday is it a depression down in the middle? And so it doesn't really look like it's going to pose a threat due to the frontal boundaries that are here throughout Texas, even across the U.S., But there is Hurricane Rafael that's spinning right now in the Gulf of Mexico.
What about rain? Are we getting rain off?
No rain. Don't believe so. And then there's a 20% chance out near the what is this called? The Caribbean? That's the Caribbean, right? Would you say that's the Caribbean, that area?
Yeah, that works for me.
So there's a 20% chance of a formation of a system out near the Caribbean. Now, here's what I want to know. I'm looking at these maps this morning. This is from the National Weather Service. I'm sitting here looking at these maps. Now, how do they think that that's 20% chance of developing. When I look at that, and that thing looks like it's a hurricane.
That dude's already spinning.
Yeah. I guess it's just the cloud formation, but they're experts at this. I'm not. I just look at a map.
You know, they spent a weekend at the community college. They got the certificate.
No, those guys, I know a guy that works for the National Weather Service in Utah, Salt Lake City, and there's a lot that goes into that.
Oh, I bet.
The funny thing was, Billy, is so one night I'm at a place in Austin. I'm sitting there, and I see a guy sitting there, and I was like, that's Bill Schoening of the Spurs. This was 12 years ago. It was a divine appointment, right? Mm-hmm. And I listened to him on the radio all the time growing up, so I went over and started talking to him, and that fostered a friendship that we have to this day, and he's given me a lot of advice, and I'll never forget chatting with him, and I told him who I was, and he goes, you look like you're about my son's age, and we started talking more, and I said, yeah, my birthday's in April. He goes, really? When in April? I said, April the 8th. He goes, really? He kind of laughed. He goes, what year? I said, 84. He goes, that's my son's birthday. So
wow.
And that's his son that works for the National Weather Service there in Salt Lake City. So there was a long-lost connection with Eric Schoening. To this day, I've never met him. We're friends on Facebook through his dad, but we've never met each other in real life.
We ought to hook that up.
It's one of those deals where when you finally meet, and I'm really good friends with his brother Carl. Carl and I are really close. We talk. He's the S in SHN with my SHN
Gotcha.
Sports.
Yeah.
But it's one of those one of those friends that you have that you'd never met, and then when you meet them, you're going to go up and give them a big hug and say, "I'm glad we finally met." Now I don't know if he'll receive the hug. That may be kind of strange, but I would. I'd go up and give him a hug. Say, "Man, it's good to finally meet you."
Most people are pretty open to receiving that. Yeah.
I got denied a hug this past weekend. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Someone I hadn't seen in a while, and I kind of, and it's kind of, man, it's kind of odd because they kind of go like this. Have you ever had that happen? And then
I'm sure I have. I haven't locked it into memory.
Yeah, there was one. It just I reached around like that, and then they just kind of went like,
well, screw you, buddy.
So, you know what I do in that? Then I kind of just go like that. Hey, give him that's probably even worse, right? The pat on the back.
Could pat him on the butt. Good game.
Hi, Bubba.
That's all you got to do is say good game when you do that. And they can't call the cops or nothing.
I'd like to just tell him, hi, good Bubba.
Hey, Bubba.
No snow yet, by the way, up in Fargo. That's boy, they're having a heat wave up there then. No snow yet, Brian said. Justin Kring reminding us tonight, we'll get into that in a moment, it's game day. Let's get started. We'll just roll in. Episode 390 as we get rolling. We want to welcome you in. Thanks for helping us write another chapter in our wonderful community story here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. We do appreciate you. As always, I'm Rob Hipp alongside Billy Cauthen. Big shout out to our friend Paul Oley of the Gallery. Paul, we love you, man, for all of your custom photography, framing, and more. It's Paul Oley of the Gallery, located at 1201 University. Also, I want to give a special thank you this morning to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com, for being our studio sponsor since day number one. When I had the idea, I went and talked to Elliot, and he said, let's do this, and he has been on board with us now. Billy, if you can imagine, here in a few months, it's going to be a year almost. I think we're a year and a half into this.
Yeah, I need to ask you about them paychecks.
They're coming.
Are they in the mail?
They're in the mail. And they're coming one day.
I don't think I saw Elliot at Rotary.
Were
you on a trip or something?
I hadn't been at Rotary in a while.
I've noticed you haven't been there.
I hadn't been.
There's a couple of y'all I can call to the carpet.
I hadn't been.
You have not been?
I hadn't been yet.
Okay. Well, you should go.
What was yesterday? Was it McKenzie's or was it Farmhouse?
Farmhouse.
The best way to remember that is pink cake. Was it pink cake?
Yeah, it was pink cake day, yes.
Hey, I love the McKenzie's. Kevin, I'm going to tell you, though, man, y'all got to find a way to bring – they need to bring that peach, put that pudding.
They got to work a dessert in there.
Yeah, y'all got to work a dessert in.
Because you have all that good barbecue, and then there's just leaves you hanging.
I'm a big fan of the sausage. I like the sausage. I'm a sausage guy.
Their sausage is very good.
So, please, if you're listening this morning, Lisa or Kevin, work in some potato what do you call it?
Cobbler.
Pudding. Know that
You want pudding?
Boy, they have the best banana pudding I've ever had in my life.
I want a yellow sheet cake with chocolate icing.
Is that lemon cake with chocolate icing? Is that what that
just
is?
Yellow cake, yeah.
What's the yellow flavor? Lemon?
I don't know. It ain't lemon.
Well, what else would be?
I don't know.
Banana? That sounds nasty, a banana cake.
I'd give it a shot. I like bananas.
Ugh, banana cake, I don't know. All right, well, anyways, thank you to all of them. And
Anywho, since we stepped off over here.
And a big shout out, as always, to our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Billy Cauthen here with us, as always. We did have a couple of friends lined up today. We were going to have our friends from Summer Lane Coffee, but they had a family emergency, and so they weren't able to make it today. But we'll have them on a little bit later. Hey, as we do get started, I want to say a special shout out to somebody that we have not seen on this show in a long time. And maybe he's been hiding behind the shadows, but it is my friend from Conroe, Texas, Santa George, joining us this morning, saying howdy, folks, friends, and neighbors. Santa George, welcome back, man. It's been good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah,
we haven't seen him
nothing.
in a while. Yeah.
Adam, yeah.
So welcome in. You know, he and I met when I was broadcasting for Sam Houston University. Sam Houston State University. I was on a plane on an American Air. No, I can't even think this morning. What's the one? Southwest. I was about to say, what's the one that doesn't have first class? Southwest. I'm on a Southwest Airlines.
Did they ever upgrade from the lawn chairs, or is it still?
No, those Spirit Airlines has
those.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, the pancake seats. And that's how George and I met, was there on the plane. And then you come full circle and ends up being right near Conroe, and we've had him on the show, and he's been a good friend. So, man, it's good to see you. I know you are probably in full swing, busy season. I knew that Santa Saucier here in Huntsville has been busy, and our friends at Adler Family Toys were looking for a Santa. And so I said, well, call Santa George. Well, he's been busy. He's booked up too. So, Billy, we may have to put on a white beard for you.
That'll work, because, I already put the gut on.
Ain't got my gut on. That's a good country song. We'll play that one later.
We should.
So, hey, and both of the Santas are in here today. Jamie Saucier is replying to George Pitt saying, good morning, George. So it's the Santa Clauses on with us this
boy,
morning.
I hope they don't get to fighting.
No, they ain't. They're both great men. We love them. And Santa Saucier, by the way, I got those
Santa
tickets.
Scrap?
It could be. I want to see a UFC fight with the Santas.
Santa versus Santa.
The Christmas meltdown.
The jingle for your ringles.
Hey, Santa Saucier, I've got those tickets, by the way, but we're not officially open here at the church today. So if you didn't come Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. Hey, I did want to announce something. I was wanting to do it like the first Sunday of the month, but I think I'm going to wait until the third Sunday. I don't know. There's just something that sounds good about the third Sunday. Or not the Sunday, Friday. I was going to wait until the first Friday of the month. I've decided, Billy, that I'm going to do it now on the third Friday, which is next week, right? That's the third Friday. We have an abundance of extra Bibles here at the church. We found them, just boxes and boxes and boxes of Bibles. And I started thinking there's a lot of folks in this community that are hurting, that just need somebody to come talk to. I'm not a counselor, but I can share a little Jesus with you, and I can share a prayer with you. And so what we're planning on doing here, hopefully starting it next week on Friday, and I don't know the times yet. I've got to look and see what it is, but I'm going to set up a little table out here under the what do you call it? The drive-through thing?
The porte-cochere.
The porte-cochere. I'm going to set up a couple of tables out here, and on that Friday, you can come by, grab a Bible. We'll just give them away, and if you need some prayer, we'll do some prayer. It's just going to be a little drive-through prayer over here at FBC. And I thought about that because I was talking to somebody the other day, and we prayed, and they said, man, I wish that there would be an opportunity for me to go pray with more people. I said, there is. Go to church on Sunday.
Randy Reynolds used to do that. Not the Bibles, but he would set up in the parking lot of McKenzie's.
They still do that, I think.
Yeah, and you just come up there and tell him you need prayer, and he pray for you.
I saw something that said free prayer.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yes, no charge.
Who's he with?
You get the basic package. I'm not really sure. I just think he's doing that out of his own free will and accord.
That's great. Yeah, I had thought about this a few months ago, and then it's funny because I drive by and I saw that banner the other day. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. Somebody's doing it over there. But, yeah, we've got a bunch of Bibles and stuff, and I'd love to put those in somebody's hands. And so that was just an idea that I had, Billy, of, you know what, a Bible and a prayer. He can't really get a better start than that in the morning. So, and maybe I'll throw in some hot cocoa when it gets cold. You think people would come by a little hot cocoa?
Oh, yeah. I'm down for hot cocoa.
Are you a marshmallow in your cocoa type thing?
Yeah. Civilized.
You know that marshmallow when it just absorbs that cocoa and then you slosh it around and it's all murky and yummy? And I don't know if murky and yummy go together.
Oh, yeah.
Slimy?
Slimy.
All right.
Now, with that being said, do you like the actual where you drop in your own marshmallows, or you like the one that's already got the marshmallows?
No, I got to drop them in because that's part of the excitement.
Okay, just checking.
And you have to have that little tiny red straw, the one that's really thin, and if you drink out of it real fast, you just burn your mouth to oblivion.
Yeah, because it's like high pressure.
Yeah. That straw you've got
like pressure washing inside of your mouth.
With hot steam. Well, anyways, Jamie Saucier said Christmas sumo wrestling. George Pitt said that, Christmas sumo wrestling. So we'll start
I
that.
would definitely pay to see that.
Can I tell you something that was funny about, oil wrestling? That's not it's not really a savory topic. But there was a place I used to go, and they
Depends
decided.
on how you look at it.
Well, they decided that they were going to do this oil wrestling, okay? And this was a place I used to go back in my hometown. It was a little biker bar back in the day. And it was a good place. The family's great people. And they say it was a biker bar, but during the day, families would come in there and eat. They had a full menu. It was actually a really neat place. But at night, it'd get a little bit rowdy in there. And the manager decided he's going to do oil wrestling in there. So they bought the inflatable pool. Well, guess who came in and did the oil wrestling? It was ladies. And they got in a lot of hot water for this. It was teachers from the nearby neighboring school.
Oh, wow.
And
Was there an old sailor guy named Blue?
No. In fact, the funny thing was, and I'm not very proud of this, but they threw me in the middle of it. And I was so thankful that picture, because it was on the front page.
Hey, man, when you got to fight, you got to fight.
Hey, I mean, this was a little bit savory, I guess, because it made the front page of the newspaper in town. And thank goodness that the camera angle didn't get me in there. Because, man, I was in there, and this guy threw me in the middle. I didn't want anything. And there were some mean women in this thing. I'm telling you, man. These women did not play. And they threw me in the middle, and I got beat up.
The whole thing just sounds like a mess.
It literally was.
Just a mess.
And somewhere along, I used to have a picture of it, but I think, during my cleansing, I went through and deleted a bunch of that stuff. But I'll never forget, it was on the front cover of our local Williamson County Sun newspaper. And it was a good article. It said, hey, fun here in the first ever event, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't, we weren't talking, these women weren't dressed skimpy, it was nothing like what you would think, right? It wasn't this terrible skimpy thing.
This is like baby oil.
Yeah, oh yeah, tons
The
of it.
dad and me is sitting over here thinking of all the broken bones and all that.
Oh, by the way, this inflatable pool, it was not on a saw. It was on concrete at the bottom.
Ooh.
There was nothing padded underneath this thing. So, yeah, I got bruised up. Let me just be honest with you. I did get bruised up.
It's a no for me.
But it made the front page of the paper, and because of that, the local school district in the neighboring town saw. They're like, wait a minute, that's a couple of our teachers. They got reprimanded for it. I said, these ladies, it was nothing bad. It wasn't like, when you think of that, you think it's something. You're thinking worse thoughts, right, when you think of that. Someone not dressed appropriately, I get where you could be going with that, but this, to me, I was like, I would have been comfortable with, not my children now, but maybe like my 13-year-old son going to it. That's how comfortable I would have been. It wasn't like this terrible.
Yeah, I bet
thing.
He'd be comfortable with it too.
Yeah. So, anyways, as Santa George says, attaboy, Blue. Well, Billy, what's been up in your world, man? It's been a crazy week with everything going on, and I haven't talked to you this week much. What's been going on in your world?
Oh man, crazy's not even a word to describe it. We're really busy, which is, it's good to be able to serve the community. I've been playing funeral director, builder, building maintenance. I spent my entire day yesterday mechanicking on company vehicles. Even hurt my finger. I'm not going to show the camera because it's not an appropriate finger that I hurt.
Finger that got hurt. Yeah.
Hey, look.
Hi, Baba.
It's this one.
Are you ASE certified now? What was it, ASE? Is that it?
Automotive Service Excellence. Yeah, I'm an automotive service idiot.
ASI engineer.
Yeah, ASI. Hey, of all the things I worked on, those vehicles are still somewhat running, so I feel accomplished.
Perfect, man. No, it's just, I don't know. It's been a weird because,
this time change has me screwed up.
The time has did it, and they throw the election right in the middle of the time change. Mm-hmm. And, you think that all of us are going to take this huge collective sigh of relief, right? Everything's, okay, now we can get back. And I think it's just exemplified. I think, man, I'm staying off of a lot of social media stuff because it's just brutal. We're just we got to come together. Let's be honest, man.
I went to a meeting last night, and there was, you could cut the tension with a knife, but, everyone was respectful. There might have been some jokes cracked, but there wasn't like one-on-one confrontation, but it was still pretty tense.
It's that feeling, right? You walk in, and it's just a weird feeling sometimes when things are going on.
Yeah.
And man, I don't even know how to describe it. You know, I thought, man, we'd all have a collective sigh of relief, like I said, but man, I just feel like this tension, this pressure. My chest was hurting yesterday, man. I'll be honest. Like yesterday, I thought I was going to go over to the clinic just to make sure, see what my chest was hurting. It's been that kind of weird pressure. But then I start looking outside, and I'm like, well, it's rainy. It's been stormy. And for the first time in a long time, you know when you get allergies, like your nose itches? Mm-hmm. My nose hurts, man. It's the weird, like I'm just having pain in my nose. My eyes are all burning. I feel pressure all in here. And it's the weirdest thing, man. So I have no idea, Billy.
You have the itching and the burning. Yeah. You want me to get you a Tux pad?
Yeah, if you don't mind, please. The match?
Yeah. For those of y'all that didn't see that.
Yeah, go look up those commercials on YouTube. Well, hey, a lot of friends are joining us. We'll take a break real quick. We'll get to those friends here in a few moments. Do us a favor this morning. Let us know what you're thankful for, and say hello to us. We'd love to give you a shout-out here on the show today. And if maybe you've never commented in before, send us a comment. We'll also let you know about some things going on this weekend here in our community. There's always something happening here in Huntsville. In particular, a certain rodeo gets back underway. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we come back. We'll also acknowledge you. Hey, and I do feel like this. Yesterday, we had 3 strikes and you're out. We had a lot of people text in this week, Billy, and did you know that nobody answered their phone yesterday? We called 3 people, and I said, I'm not calling anybody else. It was 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
And so normally we say you got to answer to win. Well, guess who didn't answer? Cherie Brabbits did not answer yesterday. She said, I'm watching today, so when the randomizer selects my name, I'm going to be ready. She would have won $20 yesterday.
Well, that's up to the randomizer.
She didn't answer. There was someone that I've never seen text in before that didn't answer. And then I don't remember. There's 3 people, but Cherie was one of them. Nobody answered. Nobody. Oh, you know, it was his grandma. It was Grandma Gibson didn't answer yesterday either. 3 people didn't answer. We didn't have to give away anything. So today, you better be answering when we call. And all you got to do for a chance to win that money is text in the keyword RAIN, R-A-I-N. Maybe you've never texted in before. Maybe you're scared of texting in because you don't want us to call you and you don't want to be live on the air. Maybe that's what's
that is a legitimate fear.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Maybe some of you always have wanted to text in, but you're nervous. Don't worry. We won't embarrass you.
It's too bad.
Today, well, I won't embarrass you. Billy may. Today is the day. Text in, please, if you've never texted in.
Okay, we'll make today a kinder, softer, gentle day.
Today, listen.
Today only.
If you're wearing your earbuds, listen to my voice. Today will be a calm day.
Close your eyes. Let your body drift into the...
Billy, I'd like listening to you for 30 minutes talk like this, you know. It's kind of making me calm over here. Now, have you ever had a can of Wolf brand chili?
Get out your checkbook and write a check for the amount you have in your account.
To Billy
and mail it.
Cauthen.
Yeah. Just call. We'll come pick it up.
Keywords RAIN. Text it in along with your name. On the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line, it's 936-339-0139. Again, your chance to win $20 today. You may get a call that sounds like this. 936-339-0139.
Very calm, very soothing.
We'll take a break.
Very demure.
You may receive some Tux medicated pads. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show. We'll turn it around when we come back.
Is it their show or whose show is it?
It's their show.
Oh.
We'll be back in a moment. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
Cherie said, if we keep talking in that sleepy voice, we're all going to be asleep soon.
Oh, that's crazy, because I was just thinking, you think people would watch if we just napped? Just did the whole, head back, drool coming out, the good sleep.
Man, I've had a slobbering problem lately.
That's your problem.
I've been falling asleep and waking up, man, in a puddle. I guess, does that just mean you're super tired?
I don't know, because I've realized now I'm definitely becoming an old man. Like, I sit down in my chair in the evening, and
I fell asleep.
Like, I'm sitting there holding the remote control. I ain't even got the TV on.
And then every once in a while,
awake or asleep, doesn't matter on that.
That was a stomach growl, by the way, that noise there.
I was with a gentleman, was it yesterday or day before? And it's a good buddy of mine, and he was in the office, and dude, his stomach was growling so bad. At one point, I thought it was going to, like, bite me. It's like, damn, now you want to go get something to eat? Or
yeah, you get.
Why don't you get something and come back? We're not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah. There's many stories I have when I had my IT company of, as you get older, how you just don't care anymore. And there'd be certain gentlemen standing behind me while I'm working on their computer. Just out of the blue. And no, excuse me or nothing. I mean, literally. I remember texting the guy that ran I literally had to text my guy that ran the front office one time, and I said, please don't send me back over here again to this guy. Just nothing was wrong. Everything was gold. And for 30 minutes, I had the circus playing the drums and the horn around me. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
Remember how you used to make fun of people that had, like, the walking farts? And now you're walking somewhere different.
That's where the show's.
It's happened.
Hey,
That's where the show's going.
This show is transparent and honest. Well, hey, today's also National Cappuccino Day, National Harvey Wallbanger Day. We talked about that. World Radiography Day, World Urbanism Day, National Parents as Teachers Day. I think that should be every day. I don't know why we have to set aside a day for that. And also X-Ray Day. So nothing real, out there that's like going to make me want to go run to Mayflower. Which, by the way, it was Molly Jeanette's birthday. She's here at our church. She's 83. But she lies about that because she looks like she's going on about 62. Mm-hmm. But she just had her 83rd birthday, I believe. If I'm wrong, Molly, and if I said you've been open about it, so I'm saying it. But they brought her a cake from Mayflower, and oh my goodness, Billy, we should be eating that this morning.
Was it the Italian cream cake?
Yes.
Yeah, in my family, if you have a birthday, that's what you're getting is an Italian cream cake.
That cake was one of the best. My sister makes really good cake. It's hard to beat my sister's cakes, but that cake was right up there next to it, man.
Have you had their chicken salad sandwiches?
Yes, I go there once a week.
Yeah, we do too.
They're up to $6.50 now. It used to be $4.50, then $5.50, now $6.50.
I get it. It's inflation.
But it's going to go back down. Now with, election, it's going to be $2.25.
Yeah, or lower.
Yeah, it may be.
You might be able to just get one for a smile.
Do you remember that point, years ago when the gas actually went negative and it was costing, there was an oversupply of oil?
No, sir, I don't recall that one.
No, remember the gas price. This was 5 years ago, and the gas prices actually dropped to like $1.40 a gallon. You don't remember this? It was a very brief period. And there was so much overproduction of oil that it actually lost its value. And so it went negative for the first time in history. The price of oil, barrel of oil went negative, if you can believe that. Isn't that crazy to think about? That was a brief time. There was an overproduction that happened.
You know a good way to get a conversation started. And we'll get 1,000 comments off of this.
What is that?
How much was gas when you started driving?
When I was driving, 79 cents.
Okay.
79, 89 cents, somewhere around there.
I remember, 89 cents is what I remember paying
somewhere.
For. Yeah.
I remember distinctively in San Antonio at a Diamond Shamrock, it was like 79 cents. Remember the Diamond Shamrock gas stations?
Yeah.
Did y'all have those around here?
Mm-hmm.
And there's still one. I drove through Taylor, Texas the other day, and there was a Diamond Shamrock. I said, I thought those things were gone.
Yeah, I thought Valero bought all those.
I did too, but I guess apparently a few of them were able to keep their luck, so they had the Diamond Shamrock.
Yeah, we used to get our gas. There was a Citgo right across from Cavender's in Popeyes, and it was 89 cents a gallon.
Every time I think of Popeyes, I think of that commercial. But I like chicken at Popeyes. It's where we need to go for a Billy Cauthen.
Remember when people were lined up to get those chicken sandwiches?
Yes.
I still have not had one of their chicken sandwiches.
That's the power of the internet and the can I just say the stupidity of the internet? And I've fallen victim to it also. You see these things, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I got to go try this. I never did try one.
What about the chicken patty Big Mac? Have you seen that?
I've seen it, but I go to McDonald's at least twice a week. Did you hear that?
Well, no, I've only seen like one review on it, and it was not...
No, it was just your reaction. Whenever I said I go there at least twice a week, and I mean immediately.
Okay, y'all know my stance on McDonald's, but we're going more and more and more these days.
You're to McDonald's as I am to Dr. Seuss. I mean, seriously, the hatred for this place. But as soon as I said that, I don't know if people picked that up. You went, Oh, man.
I hate the place, but you'll catch me in the drive-thru every now and then because we're just in a hurry.
All right. Well, here's a few comments coming in. Our friend Stephanie Pitts saying, Happy Hornet Friday. Good morning. Who are the Hornets playing today? Is the final? They're in the playoffs, right?
I believe so. Yeah, and we're at home tonight, so.
And is it the final? I guess this is it. This is week 11. It's the final week. You say week 11 is 10 games, but.
I knocked off my prophylactic.
That's all right. I don't know where it went. That's all right, Billy. Don't worry
about it.
How
do I knock it off every time?
That's all right. It's cheap. So, Huntsville, 6-3.
Oh,
it's right there in your hand. 4-2 in the district, holding on to that third spot with the Montgomery Bears. Did y'all beat Montgomery? Did we beat Montgomery?
Yeah, we beat Montgomery, but at Lake Creek, I think.
So you're in. Even if Huntsville loses tonight, I think they're in because
we're not losing tonight.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You're playing Splendora, and Splendora's 0-6.
When I hear Splendora, I think of Splenda.
I think of aspartame. I really think of yellow sugar. That should be the mascot. Yeah. It's a little yellow sugar packet.
Little yellow packets. I'll take some with me tonight.
And that's instead of the the people used to put rocks in cans and they'd shake them and you have little packets of sugar. That's what they ought to do.
Could you just see that stuff going everywhere?
Yeah, that should be a Hornet victory. Not putting those kids down in Splendor, but that should be a Hornet victory tonight. So Huntsville should finish the season 5-2. If they finish 5-2, I mean they would be right there with Nederland right now at 5-1, PNG at 5-1.
I can't stand PNG. God.
PNG's 8-1 overall, by the way.
And you just said it again.
Yeah. Nederland, though. What about Nederland? You got any issues with Nederland?
No.
Nothing.
They do a good job of hiring referees.
Is the officiating been that bad?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It really has.
Yes.
Because as a sports broadcaster,
very one-sided.
Okay, because as a sports broadcaster, I got out of that. I used to get so annoyed, and I even told my analyst back in the day, and it wasn't Brian. This was way back in. I said, "Would you quit blaming the officials for everything?" Because if we would have made one more touchdown, we would have won the game. Now, I haven't been to any of the games, but I've been seeing, but I do agree. I do agree that the officials sometimes get it wrong. But I'll tell you this, as a broadcaster, you can mention, the UIL is very strict about this stuff. As a broadcaster, I always tell my guys, I've always said, if you don't agree with the call, you can say on the air, hey, I don't really agree with that, or, man, I really think that's a missed call. But you don't blatantly go and start screaming at the officials. That'll get you kicked off. The UIL is very serious about that. And, man, I had a guy back in the day, and it became a running joke because I was always the positive, upbeat guy. He was always the negative Nancy. And this was way back in Georgetown. And he'd always get on there, oh, these zebras. I was like, dude, you're going to get us kicked off the air, man.
I haven't heard of called zebras in a while.
Well, there was one play. I guess it was the Montgomery Lake Creek, and I was watching this. And apparently, there was pass interference, but I went back and looked at it 7 times, even from the one of the local, what is that, out of Bryan College Station did a
KBTX.
And I saw some of these plays, and I was like, the guy tripped.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't agree with that. It wasn't the official with a no call. The guy, unfortunately, the player tripped. That's why he didn't catch the ball. But then there was other ones that I saw. I was like, yeah, that's an obvious miss. So apparently this happened again versus Nederland, right? I mean, this was not good officiating. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
Man, do you just feel the momentum when this starts happening and then it just keeps on going and it gets thicker and thicker as the game happens?
Yeah, because you want to think that they're not taking sides, that they're just calling the game as it needs to be called. A team versus B team, but I don't know, 2 of those games now have been – sure seems like the refs rode their bus to get there,
I wonder if it was I don't know, it's tough. I would never want to be an official, by the way.
Oh, no.
And no one
couldn't pay me enough money.
And nobody – even me as a play-by-play guy, especially back in the day, people would look up at me and start shaking their fist at me because they thought that I was the guy running the clock. We had somebody do the same thing a while back, come up there into the booth and start. I said, ma'am, I am calling the game. If you have an issue, 1, you shouldn't be in the press box. 2, they're right next door to me. I have nothing to do with that clock. I actually had one time I was at a game. I was broadcasting a game for the Sinton Pirates. You ever heard of Sinton, Texas?
Mm-mm.
Sinton Pirates. And the Cuero Gobblers. You ever heard of the Cuero Gobblers?
I've heard of Cuero.
Yeah, the Cuero Gobblers. That's pretty cool name. I'm sitting there broadcasting a game, and I'm on the opposing. I have to set up in the home side. Nowadays, I've learned after 1,000 broadcasts that I'll just go set up on the visitor side, bring a generator, and call it done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then I thought I had to be on. This is the arrogance of broadcasters, by the way. They think that they have to have a certain place. I'm going to tell you, at the college level, yeah, you should be. At the high school level, no, you're not guaranteed anything. And I've mentored a lot of broadcasters, and I told them, quit acting like you deserve to be here because, 1, it's a privilege to be here. It's not a right. And number 2, they're probably not going to have room for you, so get over it and suck it up, Buttercup. So what we do is we bring a tent on the visitor side. We set up a tent. We run a generator, and we're done. I don't need to be in the press box. I'll never forget. I was with one guy one time years ago when I first started screaming at some of the school officials. What do you mean we don't have a place to sit? We're the broadcasters. Who cares? You know what's more important? The kids on the field are more important than you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not about you. It's about the kids on the field. Figure out a way to improvise. So what I'm getting at, I wouldn't say I was in that boat, but I didn't know that I could I didn't know I could have a generator and set up on the visitor side. Some schools, 4 or 5A, don't allow it. 3A, they could care less. They're like, they're just happy for you to show up.
Is that diesel or gas?
Yeah. Can I siphon some fuel out of there? But I'll never forget, I set up, because I didn't have power, and so I did. I set up in the home stands, but we were the visiting team. And our team was just blistering this other team, Billy. And this guy turns around, has one of those plastic footballs that are soft. You know, you wouldn't think they would hurt, right? Mm-hmm. This guy turns around, skyrockets that thing at me. It hits me right in the umbilicus, and it hurt. If you take that edge of the football is really hard, right? Mm-hmm. He throws that thing, and the hard tip of that hits me in the belly button, and it hurt. I said, man, I could probably charge assault for this guy. Because he threw it at me. And you know what he said when he threw it? He goes, would you shut up? And he turned around and threw the ball at me. It's not all peach and roses, you know, in the broadcasting world, man.
Yeah, Rob, that's where we differ, because I'd have went down there and just introduced myself to him.
You would have ripped the headset off. And
he'd have sure been able to pronounce my last name when we were done.
Cauthen.
Because it would have been on a report somewhere.
All right, well, many other folks, we got in. Good luck to the Hornets tonight. I know that they're going to do good and wrap up things in district play tonight, and then we're on to the playoffs, man, so that'll be great.
Sting 'em, Hornets.
Stephanie Pitts, that's why I started talking about this. She's over at Advantage Specialty. She's saying, happy Hornet Friday. Good morning, guys. Jennifer Augustinetti saying it's a fabulous Friday. Quentin Glaze, our number one engager, happy Friday. Kyle Kreiner, morning, y'all. From Frigid is he in West Texas, WTX? Is it really cold in West Texas right now?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You think it is? I mean, it's 70-something degrees. Oh, yeah, it's 40 degrees in Amarillo. Wow. You know what it is this morning here? 75 and overcast.
Yeah, you know when it's November and you have to ride with the air conditioner on.
Yeah, I guess it is. So, Kyle Kreiner, hope you're staying warm. The Horns are joining us this morning. You know what? Richard showed up over here yesterday, and the bottom of the plate was still warm. Mm-hmm. He brought in oatmeal cookies.
And I see there's none left to be had.
We devoured those. I ate 2 of them on air. I took them back in the middle for the staff here at church. They were gone in about 5 minutes. Delois, she's a wonderful lady. She cleans the church. Mm-hmm. She came in. She said, Mr. Hibb, I said, Delois, have all you want. She goes, I'm going to take 2. I said, you take 2, Miss Delois. She took 2 of them. And that paper plate was still warm. Jason, I think, ate a couple of them. I mean, thank you to the Horn family for that. Billy. Hold on. Let's get on this facial expression here real quick. Let's see if we can.
I can't do it again.
It kind of looks sad.
She brought me some chocolate cookies.
Kind of look like.
I mean, like she individually bagged them for me to share.
Did you share them?
Maybe 1 or 2. Not the whole bag.
Kind of have that face that happened on, was it Wednesday, early Wednesday morning? You got that face right now. Some people had.
It was a great morning.
Oh, hey, Bubba. I wish I had some oatmeal cookies, Bubba.
I need an oatmeal cookie.
I need some Legos and milk and.
You got Legos?
I won't even get into that. Have you seen some of this?
Mm-mm. Are you talking about the people that
there's
are
a certain. Look, man, I know that. I'm not getting political, but giving college kids Legos. Can I get a Billy Cauthen?
That just ain't right.
I mean, if somebody's upset,
who's giving them the Legos?
A university. Giving them Legos, milk, and cookies. Legos. Another one set up a labyrinth maze to walk through with music, with calming music.
Hell in a handbasket.
Can I get a Billy Cauthen? That's all I'm going to say.
We're ruining these people.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm all about, like, if somebody's upset. I've been in situations where I've been upset. But you know what I do? I go talk to people. That's the way that you handle things. You go talk to people. You love on people. You tell them everything's going to be all right.
I want you to think about this. When you're working at a place and you reach a certain age where you're having difficulties doing that job and you need to retire, what do? You
retire.
But you have to train
the next person.
Yeah. And that's where we're screwing up as a society right now.
We're not training.
We're not training them. We're pacifying them.
That's good.
To their desire. You know, you're allowing your children to have everything that they're throwing a fit and you're giving it to them.
Yeah, that's right, man.
So who's gonna fill their shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Who's gonna take our place? Mr. Freaking Legos in his safe place, you know? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And I don't get on this train much, but that is something that, and I don't care where you're at, on what side you're on. And I had a thought when I drove in this morning, Billy, as I was driving through the neighborhood. I have these reflective thoughts as I drive in here to the studio. Why do we have to have this left or right? You know, why can't people just find a way to get along? Why does that have to be the make or break between friendships, relationships, and all that? And
Some people
really
have to have something to fight about.
And I think what it is because you've got someone that's so far to this side and someone that's so far to this side, and those are really the ones that clash the most. The people that are more closer to in the middle don't really clash that much. And I don't know, man. It's just like you said. You don't need Legos during this time.
We are not training our replacements, people. We are screwing ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So on a good note, though, I would take milk and cookies if it was for Christmas. That's all. You know, if you want to.
No, I had Oreos and regular whole milk the other night.
Have you ever taken Oreos, mashed them up, and made an Oreo cereal?
No.
Oh my gosh, man! I got in trouble doing that. My stomach. I say it because my stomach didn't agree with it. One day I'm sitting there dipping the Oreo cookies in the milk, Billy, and you got to let them soak for a good 30 seconds.
Oh yeah,
because it's that right texture of
that's
crunch.
Not too. Yeah, it's still a little crunchy, but not soggy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Well, I had this bright idea of why don't I just take a whole sleeve of them? Because we buy them by the sleeves. You know, they come in a Costco box, and there's sleeves of Oreos. I took a sleeve of them, Billy, sleeve of Oreos, a bowl of milk. I threw them in there, and I just took the spoon and went to town, mashed them up, but left not all the way, but left chunk. That was the best cereal I've ever had in my life. I'm telling you, man.
Let me take you back to the early '80s, and we would take Bluebell homemade vanilla and break up those Oreos and put them in the ice cream. Yeah.
That's before it was a thing.
Well, back before you could get
Oreos and vanilla.
Yeah. Well, we're doing it ourselves.
Oh, all right. Well, the Horn family, thank you for the cookies yesterday. Kyle said the winner today gets $40. Nope, don't work that way, buddy, because that money comes out of even Moke donates a little bit, but ultimately what he donates comes out of my pocket. $20 today, not $40. Paul Oley joining us over to Gallery. How about Kathy Schweitzer, one of our wonderful HISD trustees, saying good morning, Huntsville. Cherie wants to know, hey, Billy, where's the lunch bunch meeting today? We need to talk about this because word is we've got a lot going on. There will be no Billy Cauthen restaurant.
And I know that lets some of y'all down that we don't do that, but I don't get a set, Greg's not like your lunch breaks from 12 to 1. It doesn't work like that.
The customers dictate your lunch.
Yeah, and everybody, I was telling Rob before we went on the air, I was so
thankful and gracious.
Yes, that everyone who wants to visit with us at the funeral home comes in at lunchtime and wants to get it done right then and there.
Praise
and
God.
Me and Judith have to turn around or drop whatever we're doing or eating and come back. And I'm honored to do that, but sometimes it's, like when you just ordered your meal and here comes the waiter with your meal, or you have to do that embarrassing, hey, have y'all made it yet? Because we got to go. That's, you know. So, yeah.
But today's one of the, I know you got a lot going on. So.
Because some days we get lunch at 11. Some days we get it at 3. Me and Judith have went and had lunch at 4 o'clock before. Just out of,
Michelle and I went to a place yesterday. So, yeah, to answer your question, Cherie, unfortunately, no lunch today. And days that you can't, there's some days where like, hey, it's a pretty light day. I know I'll be able to go. Today's not one of those days. I'll still go sometimes, but today I can't even go.
Well, last week I was en route to the food truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in front of Moke and Moke's office, and I got a call, and I had to.
You're like,
yeah, pretty much. I went up to Sam Houston and then came back around. Yeah,
it reminds me of in the county I was in back in the day where I grew up, and the sheriff had gotten in trouble there. This wasn't the sheriff that was on live PD. He got in a lot of trouble, by the way. That sheriff, good. I knew the guy, great guy. There's another sheriff, and he had a little too much to drink one night and decided that a bush was better than going into a facility, and he got in trouble for that, obviously. You know what I'm talking about.
He was shaking the bush.
Yeah, so he got in trouble. He decided to pretend the bush was a toilet. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, long story short is he got put in jail for that. And so it was terrible what happened to him, but the news made this really funny because they go, as soon as so-and-so gets out of jail, and they show him walking out of jail, or Sheriff so-and-so gets out of jail, they show him walking out, and they go, he goes right back in. Something else happened. And it literally, they had a video of him walking out to the curb, and then they reversed it really fast and him going back in. Michelle and I went somewhere yesterday that someone had mentioned on Facebook, hey, this place is open. We went to the restaurant Hondureño La Bendición. Mm-hmm. Now, my Spanish is probably horrible. That's Honduran. Mm-hmm. And La Bendición means the blessing. It's over where Kudos is. Normally, you'd see a restaurant next to a gas station and be like, probably not. Don't want to judge it because Three Sisters is really good.
That's what I'm about to say. Don't say nothing about that because Three Sisters is right there.
Unbelievable. Well, this La Bendición, oh, my goodness, it was great, Billy. Authentic Honduran food. Honduran people in there cooking it. Really authentic, really good. Just opened up last Friday. They are now open.
You know what I worry about?
What is that?
I'm sure their place is good, but there's certain spots in town that you can rent for your business that I believe are just snake bit. And that's one of them. I mean, Subway, the taco, there was another thing in there, a taco shop. There's been so many things in that one little area. It's almost like it's snake bit, like, you know.
I think and I'm not bashing anything that's been in there, I think if the food is really, really good, people are going to go. And I think this is one of those places where the food is really, really good. The reason I say that is because that little hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant that we went to, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and that place is flooded with people.
All the time.
But I do agree with you sometimes, though. I think there's a spot to where you could have this amazing business, and for some reason, it just doesn't do good. And maybe it's like the mindset of people thinking, well, there's never been anything good over there, so I'm not going to go.
The Smithers building over there beside Big E.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Somebody gets in there, and it's busy all the time, and then it's just
I'm going to tell you, I miss some pinch and plate.
Yeah.
And Tiffany's doing a fantastic job. Of course, she's manager over there at Cafe Texan. She does a great job. She told me, she goes, the reason, it wasn't anything to do with the lack of customers or the lack of food. I mean, their food was off the wall. She said it was people. She just could not find consistent people to work there. And the workforce has been terrible.
Well, so I was talking to Mario from Carboneros, and he was telling me what he pays in rent. You know, he's got that place, and then he's got Mario's Sports Bar over there behind Sandra's.
Yeah.
And he was telling me what he pays in rent. Totally blew my mind how much they're paying to rent these places.
You got to sell a lot of stuff to.
Yeah, you know, and you go in a place like that and you get a $12 plate of food or whatever, and you know that there's $8 worth of food on there, and the rest of it's, of course, I don't.
But you got to sell if you have, let's say you had a $6,000 a month rent, which is maybe on the low end for some of these places. Let's just make it easy math. Let's say that your rent is $5,000 and you're only making $4 on a plate of food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do the math on that. Do the math on that. 5,000 divided by 4, you're going to have to sell 1,250 plates just to cover your rent. That doesn't include staff. That doesn't include electricity. That doesn't include all of your other utilities.
Mm-hmm.
You got to sell 1,250 plates. I guarantee some of these places may be selling 150 plates a day, 200 plates a day. So it's going to take you 3 or 4 days, 5 days, maybe a week just to meet rent.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I had my IT company, we did the math, and it was like 4 days of labor. It took us 4 days in labor to make rent, which wasn't too bad. We started out paying $600 a month. By the time I sold my business, we were up to $2,800 a month in rent, and now it's like $4,000 or $5,000 a month in rent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michelle was telling me like an allowance that they get as students for like housing, and I'm sitting there thinking like whenever they get certain intern opportunities, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, that's a lot. But then I start thinking of the cost of living. It's a lot more than that. You know, and
yeah, gone are the days of renting a $350 a month apartment, you know.
when I first came to Huntsville, I was paying $500 a month, and that was from the brothers. Boy, I can't think of their name. Bart is one of them. They're brothers that have
Davis.
Yeah, the Davis, but good people, good salt of the earth people. And they had a lady named Christy that ran everything for them. Miss Christy, I found some little place over the Elks Apartments over there, off Montgomery Road, back in there in the corner,
right next door to the Elks Lodge.
Yeah, I paid $500 a month for that thing, and I was happy over there. You know, they took care of me. It was 1 bedroom, 1 bath, simple little place. I guarantee it ain't that anymore. They sold that building, by the way. They don't own that.
They?
Yeah, someone else bought it. Right when I was moving out, they had sold it. But yeah, it's just, and that's what I'm hoping for. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we see. I mean, this is why Trump got elected, because he made a promise that we're going to bring prices down. And now I hope and pray that we see that happen, because families are hurting right now. And I don't want to hear this jargon about, well, people just need to slow down their spending. There's people that aren't spending. There's people that aren't really spending unless on the necessities, and they still can't make it.
Me and Lily were in my truck the other day, and we were going to church, and I was explaining to her minimum wage and how that works, and how, if they raise minimum wage, we're not really.
You're just elevating the floor.
Yeah. And when I got done, she's like, Dad, if they're just going to tax you more, right? I'm like, baby, you got it.
It's common sense.
It's common sense.
There's hope. The voice of AOL's "You've Got Mail." You remember that? Mm-hmm. She died.
I never had AOL.
Elwood Edwards was her name. She is gone at 74. Her mail has been delivered.
Her name was Elwood?
Elwood was her name. Never heard of that name before. Elwood.
Well, especially not for a lady.
Elwood Edwards. Never even
and
heard
that
of
was really somebody's voice?
Yep.
I thought that was a computer.
Oh, wait. It wasn't a lady. It was yeah, it was. There's no way. There's no way.
They're saying they're saying that's Elwood?
It was, look. Elwood Edwards is the voice of, I thought it was a lady. There's no way. I guess there was a man version that I'm thinking of, too. There was.
Yeah, there was.
Okay,
I
was about to say, because I remember a female voice saying, "You've got mail." Yeah, I'm sitting
to the Elwood family, we're sorry about that.
I'm thinking, yeah, sorry about that. Here, let's play a little audio. Yeah, the Elwood family is absolutely joining us right now. I just want to hear. People won't be able to hear this, but I want to see this real quick. Here, can you hear?
And an employee who became a household fixture. Now, you may not know his name, but you know his voice.
You've got mail.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
You've got mail. Goodbye.
Legit. That is Elwood Edwards, and he used to work behind the scenes here at WKYC for years. In 1989, he was paid $200 by an upstart called America Online, or AOL, to say, "You've got mail. Files done, and goodbye." Elwood also did a segment once on The Tonight Show.
Prove that it's really you. Can you say the classic "You've got mail" line?
Welcome. You've got mail.
What? Wow. You know, what are those things called to where I've been seeing them around the internet, like you think that Chick-fil-A has it's just CHIC, but it's not. There's a word for that. Whenever you see a logo and you think, "Oh, I never realized that it had that," and you always thought that it had something else. There's a term for that. The "You've Got Mail" for some reason I thought was a female voice, and then until I heard it, I was like, no, it was a male voice. But I forget the name. There's some paradigm thing. I don't know what the official. You know what I'm talking about, though? Like somebody said, "Well, I never realized that Chick-fil-A had a K, and I always thought it was just CHIC, but it's not. It's CHICK." And my brain, it messes with your brain. There was another one, like a logo of something, and it would say, "Oh, well, I always thought the logo had this." And then when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I thought the logo had that too, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's like with FedEx. There's like hidden stuff in their logo or whatever.
I don't know what the. Yeah, Kyle's saying, dude, it's definitely a guy. For some reason, you know what it was? I think it was the movie "You've Got Mail," and that was with Tom Hanks, and there was Meg Ryan was in that. That was actually a good movie if you're into those.
Yeah, I mean, I never had AOL, so I never had some computer-generated real voice.
It was a guy, Elwood Edwards, gone. If you like conspiracies, you like a good conspiracy real quick, Billy?
I live in a good conspiracy.
Well, Spain has one. Photos of 4 UFOs seen over the skies over the country next to a double rainbow prior to those deadly rains and floods that killed 217 people, 89 of them still missing there in Spain. But 4 UFOs next to a double rainbow.
When you said double, I was just expecting wide to follow. I don't know why.
double wide rainbow.
double wide trailer. 4 UFOs followed by a double wide trailer.
A couple of things. Australia that I wanted to mention. I saw this across the ticker yesterday. Australia is considering becoming the first country in the world to ban social media for people under the age of 16. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Billy. I had a conversation with Michelle about this yesterday.
100% yes.
100% yes. Under 16?
Yep.
Do you think it should be even higher, maybe under 18, or do you think 16 is a good age?
Oh, I'd have to do some serious thinking about that because, a lot of responsibility starts falling on a young person around that age of 16, driving and, just and all that comes with that, after school activities and just that instant wham of freedom that they get by hitting that particular age.
Hit the gas pedal, hit the freedom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of up in the air on that one. I think I lean more towards I think it's a good thing because what does someone under 16 have any business doing on social media anyways?
I'm telling you, because I have teenage girls at my house, and that social media can really, really start some stuff.
Yeah, it can, and it can go bad.
And some of the stuff that they participate in, even after I tell them I'm not a fan of it, there's one I can't remember what it's called, but it'll like send you a message and it wants you to take a picture of the area you're in.
For what? A social media app?
Yeah. And like I'm telling Lily, which is my oldest daughter, I'm like,
don't do that.
That's the Chinese government mapping the United States is what that is.
Yeah, don't do that. So, all right, well, let's head over to, you know what, real quick. We have our impossible question today. The impossible question is this. I haven't even read it yet. Here it is.
I'll be glad when I get one of these right.
According to a survey, Billy and audience, according to a survey, this is the most popular vacation destination. What is it? According to a survey. Most popular vacation destination.
Domestic or international?
I thought you were about to say the Dominican Republic. Can't give you any hints. Because it would give it away if I said one or the other.
Cancun.
Cancun's a good one. Okay. The most popular, I will say your streak of not getting it right continues.
Yes.
We didn't want to break that. But that is it. Let's head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We've got a winner today. A little $20 coming somebody's way today.
$20.
Hello, it's George.
Hello.
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 Hello, it's Medea. Hello. Or is it Medea? Is it Medea or Medea?
Medea.
Medea. It's Medea. Hello. Listen, it's Medea. Last year you brought some presents to my kids and they were rotten. Yeah. Who are we speaking with this morning?
Santa George.
Oh, we had Santa Saucier yesterday. Now we've got Santa George joining us.
So which one of y'all do I speak to about the reindeer hoof damage to my roof?
George, what's up, man? It's been a while, and you texted in today, and the randomizer hit you out of about 40 people, my friend. So, see, there you go. You've got Christmas early this year.
There we go.
What have you been up to, man?
Oh, just getting the sleigh ready. More damage to Billy's roof.
Yeah, perfect. Well, good deal, man. Well, I got to ask you real quick.
Hey, I'd appreciate it if y'all could get the pine straw off of it while you're up there.
Yeah, the reindeer droppings have caused some sort of an illness in the Cauthen household too.
Yeah. Well, it's gutter. You want me to clean the gutters too?
No, don't worry about the gutters. Just get it off.
Nah, he's got leaf guard. He asked for that. You don't remember? He asked for that for Christmas a few years ago.
I got both of y'all beat. I don't have gutters.
Santa, we got a question for you real quick. I probably know where you're going to go for this, but according to a survey, what's the most popular vacation destination? And it's not the North Pole.
Well, I would have to say the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, okay. Well, the answer, we've had a few, Vegas, France. What'd you say, Billy?
Cancun.
The answer, Hawaii. Hawaii, the answer. So,
Okay.
So there you go, George. Where have you been? What's the most favorite vacation you've been on?
I'm going to have to say the Grand Canyon. That was spectacular.
I've never been. I've always wanted to go. Never. I was an hour and a half away and didn't go because we were in the middle of broadcasting a football game. So, well, hey, buddy, it's good to hear from you. Billy's got one final question for you. It can't be what are you thankful for in Huntsville because you're in Conroe, but Billy will ask you one.
I'll just do it. What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for Jesus every day.
All right.
Best answer yet.
Well, amen, friend. George, it's good to hear from you. Get ready. The holidays right around the corner. Santa George here with us this morning. God bless you, my friend.
You too. Y'all.
All right. We'll see you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know what I love about that guy? He showed up to a Huntsville Hornet baseball game when I was calling Hornet baseball because he had seen some stuff that I did on Facebook, and he showed up to support the Hornets. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the kind of guy he is. Just a great, down-to-earth guy.
There's good people all over the place.
There's good people. A couple of Did You Knows before we go today. Nearly 1 in 5 people have a favorite pen. Do you have a favorite pen? Pen.
Yes, I do.
I've got one, but I always lose it.
It's from the Clean Texas lady.
Deep Clean Texas?
Yeah.
Sky Carlton gave you a pen?
Yep, sure did.
I didn't get one.
You got to come to the meetings.
Great. I was there last week. You were in and out. You probably had a call.
That is how my week has been, yeah.
Well, 20% of people in a recent insurance survey said picking their nose caused them to get into an accident.
20%.
That's a lot of picking.
Doug, how are you doing it?
Deep.
Are you approaching from down and...
Yeah, are you covering up your eye and like you got a twisted finger?
I mean, are you trying to hide the carnage from yourself?
How often do you say I need a vacation?
Once an hour.
Okay, well, you're more than the average. The average worker says I need a vacation about 3 times a week.
Well, I keep asking Miss Belinda when I can retire, and she assures me that it's never.
39% of people want a good home-cooked meal for Valentine's Day. 39% of people want that, Billy. And on average, we spend I'm more than average because it says we spend just over 40 minutes a day eating. I think I spend about 2 hours eating every day.
Slow chewer? Or?
Yeah. No, an abundance of food.
Okay.
All right. Well, and then I guess I'll do one more here. One more that I'll do here. Where are we at here? I'm just looking through these. A USA Today survey found that most people say they are afraid of what in their own house? What are they afraid of? According to USA Today. I didn't know that was still around. Think about it. USA Today, is that even still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Never even heard of them in a long time.
I'm trying to figure out what you could be afraid of in your own house.
Afraid of in your own house. What is it?
Spiders.
Spiders is a good answer. The answer is the garbage disposal.
I see. We don't have one of those.
So you're not afraid of it.
No.
All right. Well, that'll break it out today. It's been fun this week. By the way, that effect is called the Mandela effect. Thanks to Kyle Kreiner. That's the word I was looking for. Whenever you see something and you think, oh, well, I thought it was that way, and that's called the Mandela effect. So there you go. Kyle, thank you, man. I was looking for that. Billy.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle, for more useless information.
Yeah, no, it's great information. Hey, real quick, I wanted to plug Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I know that you guys are looking for some help from time to time. Maybe talk about that for just a moment.
Yeah, we're looking for help for people to help, work visitations or services or to possibly, there's an elite team of people that would go out with me or Judith to bring people into our care. So we're just kind of trying to add some good people to an award-winning team, and it's part-time work, but it's pretty good money, and the people that do work for us have been there a long time and they truly enjoy it, so that kind of speaks for itself. So we've had some people kind of age out. Now we need to kind of replenish a little bit. So
there you go. Yeah, so call them up, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Whenever you had told me, I said I'd like to help out from time to time if I could. And then, we had a mutual friend that said, man, I'd really love to help out. And so, man, if you're the kind of person that just loves loving on people, you just want to help people. Maybe you've been sitting around thinking, I want to help people, but I don't know how. To me, I don't think there's any better way to help people than loving on them during a time of loss. I mean, it's one of the it's
and
one of the biggest things people need.
You know, when you work the service or visitations, you're literally just, you know, you're opening the door for people, telling them, you know, the restroom's this way, the chapel's this way. You know, just kind of being a hostess. You know, just, you know, we're not asking you to go in the back, because that's where, you know, me and Judith are the licensees, and that we're back there doing our thing. We're just literally asking if you would help with the people that are coming to the service, just making sure that, you know, they're greeted. And so it's not a difficult job, and it's a very rewarding job.
Yeah, so
reach out to them. And then, of course, you know, if you want to step up a little more and be on the removal team, you know, that's, man, that's, if you're like me and you want to know what's going on, if you're a little bit nosy, if you want to be in the middle of the action, man, that's where it's at, because you get inside access to what's really going on.
Yeah, and it's loving on people is what it comes down to. And Billy does it, and the whole team at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. So go reach out to them. They're on Normal Park. They could use your help, and that's a good sign. That means that, you know, businesses. It's one of those.
It's growing.
It's one of those industries that you kind of like. Well, it's a good sign we're staying busy, but then it's a bad sign for folks. But, you know, it is what it is, and that's something we all have to deal with. We're all going to have to deal with that at one point in our life.
It's a life cycle. There, you know, every one of us, there's going to come a point, and it's just, you know.
And I want to leave with that inspiration, Billy. You know, I was thinking of what could the inspiration be, and oh, there you go.
Let me turn that down a little bit.
Does that mean something's coming in?
Possibly.
So. Yeah, he may have something there.
No, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you could hear it or not. So
I could.
I want to leave. I want to leave with this inspiration that life is a blip. And if you think, you know, I'm taking these ministry classes online at ORU, and I've never understood this, even though it's been in Scripture, about how God doesn't view time how we view time. Okay, and I want you to think about this real quick. We view time as we're going through the day, right? Or we look back at things. God views time in a whole different atmosphere that we can't even comprehend. And if you think about that, our time that we see, we're here just this short little blip, just a tiny little blip. I would almost think you take a whole can of sand and throw it out on a table and pick one of those grains away, and that's our time on earth. It is that small, it is that short, and you've got to make the best of it. And I want to encourage you, one of the ways to make the best of it is first and foremost a relationship with Jesus Christ, I think, is the most important. Secondly is love on people. If you've got Billy and I have talked about this on this show numerous times. If you've got a father out there that you don't talk to a whole lot, today's the day that you need to talk to him. Love on him, because maybe today may be the last day. If you've got a family member that you haven't talked to in a long time, and maybe it's nothing bad, maybe you've just allowed life to get in the way and you're so busy all the time, you can't make time, but you can schedule time. Be mindful of those that are around you today. I've had to be mindful. Sometimes I get frustrated as a parent, you know, children are making noise and life seems like it's going but you know what I've also discovered, especially over the last few weeks, is my children aren't going to be that little forever. And just as I'm telling you today, I take the same advice. Be mindful of the time and realize it's not about you, it's about everybody together. And I think if we can all find that ground to come together, but it starts in the home. And if we're not taking care of the home first, nothing else is going to be taken care of. And what do I mean by home? I'm talking about your immediate family, and then I'm talking about those closest to you. Take care of them, love on them. I think it's so important, and it's something that I'm working on every day. You know, I try to call my mom every single day, Billy, because I know that there's going to be a day, and I love you, Mom, but it's the reality. There's going to be a day where I'm not going to be able to pick up that phone anymore. There's going to be a day where my children won't be able to pick up that phone anymore, and their children won't be able to pick up that phone anymore. Think about those things and think about how important it is today to love on people and to love on those that are closest to you. And if you've got some petty thing that's been going on for 20 years, you know, it happened with my dad, got into an argument, and for 20 years didn't talk to one of his siblings. And it was over the most minute, ignorant things. And I'm so thankful that they came back together, you know, over the last few years of my dad's life. Those things don't matter. Put them to the side and love on people. That's my inspiration for today, Billy.
I got a cousin like that. Me and him were tight. I mean, we were like brothers. And when I graduated mortuary college in Mount Pleasant, Texas, I didn't invite him to the ceremony. Well, I didn't invite anybody. And he got his feelings hurt, and he has not spoke to me since.
Call him.
I've tried. Have him call me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Call him.
Yeah, call me.
Call him. You know, these are important things, man, because something could have happened yesterday. I don't ever say it's going to happen today because I don't want to speak it in. Something could have happened yesterday, and then you're going to look back and say, you know what? Similar story. I had a buddy, closest friend. To this, I still love the dude, but it breaks my heart because I haven't talked to him in 15 years, maybe 10 years at least. And there were some things that happened involving our family to where he did some things that we just didn't appreciate. My grandmother sure didn't appreciate it. And I hadn't talked to him in 10 years. And, you know, I reached out.
You told me about that guy.
And I love him to death. Love him. He's like a brother to me. And I miss him every day. I really do. And I still talk to the family once in a while, text the dad once every 4 or 5 months and say hello. But he told me, he said, hey, here's his number if you want to call. I said, no, you have him call me. I'd love to hear from him. But he's never called me. And I, last year, I think it was Christmas time, I extended an invitation. I said, well, hey, I'm in town. I'd love to come by and see it. And they said, hey, we just know that we love you, but we don't think that'd be a good idea right now. I said, okay. And I'm not upset about that. I did my part, Billy. I did everything that I could have done. And I'm at peace with that. And maybe you need to do something like I did. Maybe you need to do something to be at peace with where you're at. I go back one final thing. In the broadcasting world, you know, I was so engulfed in what I wanted to do and about me that I realized there was a guy that helped me get started that I wasn't given any credit to. And I wrote him an email. This was probably about 4 months ago. I just had it on my heart that I needed to reach out and apologize to this guy. And other people I've talked to told me that you don't need to apologize to him. This was 10 plus years ago. It was a guy that really gave me my first opportunity a long time ago. And I just had it on my heart that I needed to reach out to him. And the best way that I could have did it was by email. And so I wrote him, and he never responded, but at least I got that off my chest. And I asked for forgiveness. I said, I have not given you the due credit that you deserve for helping me. And I said, I was so wrapped up in me and what I wanted to do that I put you on the back burner. And I said, and that wasn't right of me. And I said, I pray and hope that you will forgive me. I did what I had to do. I got it off my chest. And I've been at peace with that since. One more story. Let me go one more. There was a guy in the radio business back in my hometown that, again, I was trying to do my own thing, and I really didn't consider how he felt about it. And one day I noticed he unfriended me on Facebook. And man, that's kind of like a burn, right? When you see that, you're like, man, what did I do instead of calling me? I called him I was thinking about him. This was about 4 or 5 months ago. I was on my way to a buddy of mine. His dad had passed away, and I went to his dad's funeral. And I started thinking about that, and I picked up the phone, and I just called him. And, you know, we ended up having a 20-minute conversation. And I said, man, I'm so sorry if I ever led you down a path that wasn't fair. If I ever shunned you or if I ever did anything that made you upset at me. And you know what he said? He said, Rob, that's all water under the bridge. He goes, I forgive you, man, and I'm so glad you called me. And we ended up, and now he and I talk again. That's all it takes is a phone call. And if the person responds, great. If they don't, great. You know why? Because you got it off your chest. And it's not easy. It's really not easy, man. But I think some of you today need to do that. So that's it for me. Now, we want you all to lay down, put on your earbuds, take a deep...
I'm listening. I'm ready to take a
Billy,
nap.
you got anything to close out today, man?
No.
All right.
I'm trying to read all the comments.
There's a few of them that have came in. Bridget thinks we're going to Hawaii. Sorry, baby. We can't do that right now. All right.
Y'all can't drive over there for the weekend?
Can't drive across the bridge, you know. Hey, we're going to be back Monday. Our friend Adrian Hunter from Cabins and More of Texas joins us. Love Adrian. She'll be with us. Daniel White from DSW Construction's with us on Tuesday. Wednesday, Cherie Brabbitt's joining us. Thursday, we've got an open spot. But then next Friday is going to be fun. You know who's coming back on the show? Do you remember Amy Bobrook that came in and played music one time at the studio?
Yeah.
Amy's coming back into town.
My classmate.
Yep. She's like, I don't remember Billy. Amy,
I was sexier then.
She'll remember him now. Amy,
I made sure of it.
Yeah. Amy will be back with us next week. She's going to play a couple of songs, and then after that, we're going to have.
Is she doing a concert or something?
Yeah, she's coming back into town. Wonderful. We just love having her on. She's going to come back and play some music for us, and then right after that, we're going to have Dr. Richard Henriksen. He is with the American Legion. He's the chaplain, and we're going to try to stir back up this Faithful Friday segment.
He just did a service at my place 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Great man.
Yeah.
One of the greats here in Huntsville. And so he will be joining us, as well as he will be talking about the chaplain activities that he's been up to, including some chaplain training and also some community involvement. So we're excited to have him on. So next Friday is going to be jam-packed. We're going to have a lot of fun, Billy. That'll do it, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Hey, you look good in this charcoal gray, man. Billy one time complimented me on my haircut, and it was from Odell, and I said, okay. So I got a compliment. I like that color on you, man. It looks good.
I think Odell's Facebook got hacked.
Really?
He sent me a friend request, and the mutual friend I had was Odell.
Probably got hacked. Yeah. All right, well, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out with us all week. It's been a great week here, and want to remind you to go to our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. By the way, a lot of events are on the website. If you just go to hellohuntsvilletx.com/events, you can see everything that's going on in our community. We try to keep that updated. I did mention earlier, I was going to mention the rodeo. That gets underway coming up this weekend. In fact, tonight over at the Sonny Sykes Arena, you can get your tickets there or get them online through the university, the Sam Houston State University Rodeo this weekend. You know, if I may go tomorrow. I may take the kids and go tomorrow. Sounds like a lot of fun. Also coming up a little bit later today at lunch, the Congressional Veteran Commendation Award is taking place at the Walker County Storm Shelter. That's at 12:30. More events. Well, of course, we'll have the Farmers Market on Saturday. The Huntsville Holiday Market also getting underway on Saturday. That's going to be over at the Walker County Fairgrounds. They put on such a great show. It's only $7 for both days, so you can get your Christmas shopping done. Sip and Shop is taking place this weekend. There's a lot going on here in Huntsville. So get out there, make a difference. We love you, as I end every show, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until then, good morning and God bless. We'll see you back at it on the flip side. Have a great weekend, everyone, and take care. See you, Billy.
See you.